They call her quiet, soft-spoken, too private. But what they don't see is that her silence isn't empty. It's full of everything she's learned not to say. Once she used to explain herself. Why she didn't answer right away. Why she pulled back. Why her tone changed. Now she doesn't. Because she's realized that most people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. According to the American Psychological Association, 2020, emotional maturity often shows not in how much we express, but in how deliberately we choose when not to. Psychologists call it response inhibition, the ability to resist reactive communication in favor of emotional control. That's what her silence is. Not fear, not shyness. Control. Have you ever noticed how peace requires restraint? Try this. The next time someone misreads your quiet, resist the need to clarify. See what happens when you let silence defend itself. Because her silence isn't absence, it's presence under discipline. She knows what words can cost when people weaponize misunderstanding. So she speaks when it's safe and stays quiet when it's sacred. Her silence isn't passive, it's protective. It's the sound of her choosing herself. She used to think being understood was proof of being loved. That if she explained well enough, they'd finally get her. But she learned that explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you is just another form of begging. Now she doesn't beg. When friends ask why she disappeared for a few days, she just says, "I needed quiet." When someone says, "You've changed," she nods because she has. Silence taught her to stop performing accessibility. The Harvard Mind Behavior Lab, 2021, found that conscious verbal restraint, choosing silence intentionally, reduces emotional anxiety and increases internal coherence. It's not bottling feelings, it's filtering them. Her quiet has edges now. It doesn't collapse for comfort. Have you ever noticed that silence makes people nervous? Because it removes the mask of performance. They can't project over silence. They're forced to face their own noise. She's not withholding to manipulate. She's withholding to maintain alignment. And yet, silence doesn't always mean peace. It can ache too. Sometimes she wants to speak but knows it would cost her calm. So she swallows the sentence and lets it become a boundary instead. Silence isn't the absence of communication, it's its highest form. Because silence forces depth where words can't reach. The APA 2020 notes that when people practice intentional quiet during emotional distress, their brain's stress response network shows reduced activation, proof that calm isn't just emotional, it's neurological. So when she doesn't answer right away, it's not avoidance, it's regulation. She's learned that every time she chooses silence over reaction, her peace expands a little more. It's a trade, temporary discomfort for long-term control. But it's not easy. Sometimes silence feels lonely. Because when you stop over-explaining, you start hearing echoes of people who only stayed for access, not connection. Have you felt that? When you go quiet and realize how much noise you were carrying for other people. Still, silence reveals loyalty, the ones who don't need constant updates to stay close. It filters not just relationships, but your own emotional priorities. She's no longer afraid of being misunderstood. She's afraid of losing herself trying to be clear. Now she observes what silence does to people. Some take it as rejection. Some mistake it for weakness. A few understand it as strength. The Harvard 2021 study explains that verbal restraint triggers a phenomenon called social recalibration. People start revealing their true character when deprived of reaction. That's what she watches. Who gets defensive when she pauses? Who respects her pace? who stops asking questions because they only valued her availability, not her voice. Silence is an X-ray, it shows motives. Have you ever noticed how the loudest people often crumble when met with calm? Try staying quiet once, just long enough to watch their intentions show. She's seen that real love listens even when words stop. It doesn't chase clarity. It creates it through patience. Her silence is her filter now. It keeps what's real, releases what's not. There's a difference between being silent and being silenced. One is power, the other is punishment. She's learned the first by surviving the second. As the APA's 2020 Emotional Regulation Report defines maturity, the ability to respond purposefully, not impulsively. Her silence is not withdrawal, it's wisdom under control. She no longer uses silence to disappear. She uses it to return to herself, because silence isn't emptiness. It's full of recovery, reflection, and choice. Now she practices quiet like a ritual: morning coffee before conversation, a deep breath before reacting, a walk before answering. Every pause becomes a paragraph in her emotional autobiography. Try this. For one day, say only what's necessary. Notice what your silence teaches you about others and about yourself. Then comment below, what did your quiet reveal? Because silence isn't avoidance, it's authorship. It's writing your life with space instead of noise. She's not cold, she's composed. She's not detached, she's discerning. Maybe silence isn't what you give up, it's what you gain. Maybe she's not retreating anymore. Maybe she's finally listening to herself. And maybe that's what peace sounds like.